Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Dave Locken with Odd Shopper. We're back for the maybe final time. I'll definitely be doing some Super Bowl stuff, but as far as picks for every game goes, wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to title it the same next week or 2 weeks from now with the Super Bowl. But we got two games. We're down to the championship rounds: Eagles, 49ers, Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals, and we're in business. Two excellent games. This is going to be a really interesting one from both sides. I'm recording it on Wednesday as well, just so all of you guys know, if you're watching Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday morning, some things can change. Not a lot of injury news, but we're clearly watching one big development out there in Kansas City when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. We'll break all of that down. I got props for you as well. So sides and props, two props for each game. Let's make it happen. First though, hit that thumbs up, please. Helps us greatly. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff that helps us keep the lights on. And follow me at Loughy_D on Twitter. It's LOUGHY_D. Let's roll. First up, 49ers on the road on the East Coast against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are laying 2.5 points in this one, 45.5 point total. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch. And like I said, I got props for you as well. Got a side. We'll tackle everything in this one. But more than anything, I'd love to just give you guys the information that I have at my disposal. So if you want to tail these picks, go for it. If you want to fade them, make your own decisions, you at least have that info to make the decisions on your own going into Sunday. But how do you not like this matchup? I mean, you have both teams that are elite on both sides of the football. In my opinion, though, this comes down to really just a couple things. First, are the Eagles able to stop San Francisco's rushing attack? It's clearly the Achilles heel of this Philly defense, but they've shown improvement since they signed Ndamukong Suh, since they signed Linval Joseph. I know those don't seem like big signings, but they've legitimately made a difference because they can just rotate these guys in and out. And you got Jordan Davis back from the IR several weeks ago. They're coming off a bye. Everyone's healthy on that line. That's a big difference, right? They can slow the 49ers down on the ground. You're going to be looking at a ferocious pass rush from the Philadelphia Eagles, just the best pass rush in football. If you want to talk about rotating, put anyone you want in there. And Hassan Reddick's been an absolute dog all season long. They're going to have them pinning their ears back, right? And just gunning for Purdy, a rookie quarterback that's made 7 career starts. He's been awesome, right? He's been awesome. Give him as much credit as he deserves, and he deserves all of it. But this is a seriously different matchup than he's faced, especially since the Eagles pass rush has significantly pulled away from the Cowboys pass rush over the second half of the season. Also, here's a good one for you. A rookie quarterback has made it to the conference finals 5 times, right? In NFL history, 5 times. Purdy is one of them. The other 4 have gone a combined 0 for 4 in those games. If you have Purdy, and this is number 2, right? If you have Purdy forced to drop back more than Shanahan is going to like, it's going to be a real long day for the Niners. So really, they have to grind Philly down on the ground to have a real shot at pulling this one off. That's at least how I see this. And I think many people would agree with me here. And it isn't to say that, listen, it's not to say that they don't pass block well. They do. They're 10th in adjusted sack rate, according to Football Outsiders. ESPN's pass block win rate, though, has them at 20th. But the Eagles' defense ranks 1st in adjusted sack rate by a mile and 1st in pass rush win rate. So there's a clear advantage there. Now, San Francisco's defense is also going to have the toughest task that they faced in a long time against Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and really a backfield committee. You could throw Alicia, my producer, in there, and she's going to pick up 4 yards a attempt. Seriously, behind Miles Sanders, sure, he's the guy, but they just create crater-sized holes in that one against the league that are created by the league's best offensive line. So that's a tough task. Now let's not have this be lost on any of us. Eagles offense faces an insanely difficult task. 49ers defense is ranked number 1 across the board. I think the edge, though, ultimately goes to Philly for a couple of reasons. The pass rush is purely dominant. The run defense isn't their strength, but it has certainly improved enough to keep them from allowing teams to run up and down the field against them. Second, as good as Purdy's been, Hurts is a better quarterback who can create deep attempts, deep shots, big plays downfield to monsters like A.J. Brown and then even springy guys like Devontae Smith. San Francisco 49ers have no shortage of weapons on offense either, but it's going to look a lot different if they can't run and pick up, 5-6 yards per clip on the ground. And third, Games in Philly at the link. Home field advantage plays a huge role in this one. Really does. It's going to be rocking there. You got the Niners traveling west to east, although they have been good in those situations. Give me the Eagles -2.5. I wouldn't be surprised to see this move to 3 either. I've seen it juiced at -115 and 2.5 in some spots. So the 2.5 looks real good here. And a couple props for you guys. Give me Christian McCaffrey over 4.5 receptions in this one. Makes a lot of sense because if Purdy is under duress, and think of it this way too, like it's possible that Christian McCaffrey is just involved in the passing game anyway. Also, you have the pass rush for Philadelphia that's going to force him to get the ball out early, and we know that Shanahan's offense is very capable of doing it. Another thing too is if they do in fact fall behind, I'm not saying they will, but it's possible. They're dogs, slight dogs on the road. If they do in fact fall behind and the Eagles offense looks good, here you have it once again. Christian McCaffrey getting heavily involved in the passing game. This is plus money right now. We hit the Richie James last week for over 4.5 receptions at plus money, and we did so under the idea, or with the idea that, hey, this is the most exploitable part in the Eagles defense. Well, from the Eagles defense this week, given the pass rush and everything else, Christian McCaffrey dump-offs might be the most exploitable part for San Francisco. And on the other side, Jalen Hurts over 9.5 rushing attempts. 49ers, excellent lock-up secondary. They have a decent enough pass rush. I think you're going to find a lot of design runs and a lot of unscripted runs for Jalen Hurts in this game as well. Hell, he had 9 rushing attempts against the Giants last week, 9 against the Giants in the last week of the season when they didn't want him to run. Getting over 9.5 here looks like a real juicy spot. So Jalen Hurts over 9.5 rushing attempts as well. All right, so next up is Bengals and the Chiefs. And let me tell you, there's a prop that I absolutely love in this game. And if you're going to take it, might as well get free money in the process. Hear me out on this one because both of these are fantastic. First off, if you haven't signed up at DraftKings yet, the link is in the description and the pinned comment. Very simple. You need about 2 minutes of your time to sign up, and you need $5, not 50, not 100, not even 10, $5 to sign up and take that $5, put it on any bet that you want. Now, you'd say, okay, here, how does this go? When the bet loses, I get this, or if the bet wins, I get this. No, you put it down, and immediately after you have clicked submit on that bet, you've got $200 in your account on the $5 that you put down. Now, there's a Travis Kelce prop that I'm going to recommend you take, even though it doesn't matter if you win or lose it. We want a good sweat and we want a good bet anyway. But this money is there after you make the bet, not after you win or lose, not after it settles. Bing, bang, boom. It's right there. It's legitimately free money that you're taking advantage of. And think of it this way. Let's say you get your free 200. You lose it all. You go on the worst run of your life. You're down $5 at the end of the day. That's your floor, that you can't lose more than $5. Or you collect that 200 by doing nothing. Takes 2 minutes to sign up, put $5 down. You can find that in your couch and turn that into, who knows, 4 or 5 figures heading into the Super Bowl as well. So I'll give you that prop. But like I said, in the description, link there and in the comments, $5, 2 minutes of time, turns into 200 like that. Don't even need to win the bet, doesn't even need to settle. All right, let's go to the Bengals and the Chiefs. We all know what the big storyline is here. Bengals are -1 now. This opened at Chiefs -1.5, 47-point total. Patrick Mahomes suffered a high ankle sprain in last week's divisional round win over Jacksonville. And while he says he's going to play this week, right? We know he practiced today, Wednesday. While that's all happening, there are still some questions that we need to answer, right? And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments about this one because it's still Patrick Mahomes. But think about this. And like I said, please leave them down below. I try and read and respond to all of them. Is he going to have any mobility? Is he going to be able to make those electrifying plays outside of the pocket that we've seen him make? That's what's made him the best quarterback on the planet, hands down. He's sick in the pocket, but outside of the pocket, how many plays even this year alone did we see and go, oh my God, I didn't know that was humanly possible? Like, that's Patrick Mahomes right there. It isn't to say that he can't still get it done in the pocket, right? Like, he doesn't need to be mobile or scramble on these dropbacks to be effective, but it takes away a massive part of his game. Consider this. Douglas Clawson of CBS, I saw this today, found it interesting, mentioned that Mahomes has 15 touchdown passes in the postseason over the last 5 years. No one else, no other quarterback, this is Josh Allen, has more than 4. Now, to be fair, Mahomes has also played the most postseason games over that stretch with 12, and Tom Brady is behind him with 11, but Tom Brady wouldn't be caught dead throwing touchdowns outside of the pocket. It still stands to reason, though, that when you take that element out of his game, when you take that mobility out of his game, which is a huge factor, even if he has plenty of weapons that he can attack in the short game, which we've seen him do, right? Ever since Tyreek Hill's departure in the summer, we know that he can function in that capacity. Once you take that away, though, it makes them more one-dimensional, especially considering they don't have the most dynamic run game in the league. And you flush him out of the pocket, do you have to worry about him making those plays? Can you get to him easier? Can you chase him down quicker? Is he going to be more inaccurate throwing off an high ankle sprain? He can make those plays that would deflate a defense, right? Deflate a defense. They do everything right and it still doesn't work. I don't know if that's going to be the case here. And because this felt like an even matchup, even when Mahomes was healthy, I mean, dude, Cincinnati, we talked about it last week. I thought they got the raw end of that game in terms of like 5.5-point dogs. That seemed insane. I should have bet the money line. We took the points, but still, they're a good football team. With Mahomes hobbled and the Bengals just embarrassing the Bills last week in snowy Orchard Park, the team of destiny, right? That didn't come to fruition. They had no answer for Cincinnati's defense whatsoever. And the Bengals offense was working on the ground as well. 100+ rushing yards. Burrow threw for 242 despite the banged up offensive line, which held up quite well, did it not? I mean, he could be looking at going 4-0 against the Chiefs for his career and punching another ticket to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, you never discount Patrick Mahomes. I get that. You never count him out so long as he's on the field. And I'm not here, right? Like, I still think this is going to be a really competitive game. But a high ankle injury is a lot to overcome. You're talking about an injury that takes most players 4 to 6 weeks. Even as a quarterback, just dropping back and trying to move it all, it's going to be painful. So with this line swinging, I'll take the Bengals -1 here. Look to them to get to the Super Bowl once again. Here's a couple more props. Here's the one I said. You're going on DraftKings and you're taking advantage of that opportunity. Yes, you win no matter what. You get your 200 on 5 no matter what. But let's sweat this together. Travis Kelce over 6.5. Make this your first bet. Over 6.5 receptions. Think about this. It's juiced to the over a bit, but seriously consider something here. Patrick Mahomes, Kelce had 17 targets last game. Okay, he's gone over 7 receptions. He's gone 7+ receptions in 6 of his last postseason games as well. There's no Tyreek Hill. He is the clear top option. Yeah, you have Juju, you have Tony, you have Marquez Valdez-Scantling, you have Jerick McKinnon, and all of these guys. But Kelce is the guy. And if you've got Patrick Mahomes sitting in the pocket, don't you want to throw to a guy that hauls in almost every single pass that you make to him? I mean, what a huge, big-bodied tight end that can overcome any type of coverage, that can out-muscle players. Give me Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions here, especially with a hobbled Mahomes. Especially is what I'm saying, because he's going to be in the pocket a ton. He didn't throw a single pass outside of the pocket after that injury last week. And next, Marquez Valdez-Scantling under 26.5 receiving yards. I like this one too. I mean, look, he's playing 50% of snaps. This team got healthy at the receiver positions. This is one of those spots where I think we should look to for him once again to underwhelm. They've had no connection all year long. Mahomes already couldn't get the ball downfield to MVS, and that was before the injury. Give me under 26.5 receiving yards on Marquez Valdez-Scantling as well. Appreciate you guys watching. Let's make some money, and we'll reconvene right around Super Bowl time and make a little bit more of it. Peace.